Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Ghoul MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. And guys, we are just about ready to go for another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. So let's dive right on in. We got a lot to talk about. We got TNA Impact. We got Smackdown Live. We do have and we also do have RWA Wrestleprom, the preview for that. So we're ready to go. Here we go. Let's start off with TNA Impact. We started off with a battle royale that would determine the number one contender for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. When it was all said and done, the winner of the bout in roughly 5 minutes and the man that will get the next shot at the TNA World Championship, Eric Young. All right, so this was very fast. Eliminations were flying at a very rapid pace, to say the very least. I wish they would have let this breathe a little bit. 5 minutes was very short for a battle royale, but at the end of the day, Eric Young gets the shot. It feels like this is kind of that flavor of the month type thing more than anything else. Because I don't think, honestly, I don't see Mike Santana losing the title to Eric Young. There's no logic or no rhyme or no reason for it. So this is kind of, if you think about it, this is kind of WWE, like Cody Rhodes going up against a random mid card guy just because they need to fill the spot until they get a better opponent for the shot at the title, or Roman Reigns putting the World Heavyweight title against a random Raw guy just so that they can say, hey, we put the title on the line, so that's why. Eric Young is that guy. He I don't see why Eric Young would be worthy of fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. At least this is just me personally. As far as the match goes, this was about maybe 2 stars. Again, because it was roughly 5 minutes, this was very short, in my opinion. So Anthony Florio, come on in. It's all yours. Eric Young wins the Battle Royale in roughly 5 minutes. He now becomes the number one contender for the TNA World Title.
Not too much to go on here. Eric Young, let's not forget he beat EC3 last week, so maybe they're gonna get behind him now. I don't know, but yeah, I'm baffled as you are. I mean, interesting outcome. Very short battle royale. That's got to be one of the shortest battle royals we've ever seen. I mean, the only one I can ever remember being shorter than this was the infamous gimmick battle royal at WrestleMania 17.
Mm,
That only got like what, over 3 minutes,
about 3 minutes or so, yeah.
which is crazy to me. But 5 here, so that's roughly 2, maybe 2.5 at best. But yeah, Eric Young, you couple that with the EC3 win, so I could see why they would give him the shot, even though he hasn't really done anything else besides that to earn it. But it is what it is. So 2.5 MF. Let's move on.
All right, next up we had was the Sacktown Street Fight. It was AJ Francis versus KC Navarro. Winner of the bout in roughly 15 minutes, AJ Francis. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
Oh man, 3 3/4 of a star. Equal parts comedy, equal parts athleticism, and equal parts brutal. AJ Francis could have very well returned KC Navarro to the IL with that down payment through the tables. But this is easily that 3.5 to 3 3/4 star range. Absolutely. So very good match. I can honestly say this was maybe the second best fight of the night. Honestly,
I
there
agree.
was there was one match that was better. I think we all know where we're going with it. So 3.5, 3 3/4. MF, what says you?
Yeah, 3 1/4, 3.5. Definitely a great matchup. Great fight. Far better than the opening match of the evening, and this was exactly what it needed it to be. So I got really nothing more to say on that. Next up, we had was Rosemary and Allie versus Victoria Crawford and Mila Moore, and it was Rosemary and Allie winning in about 6 minutes. Another short matchup, but it served its purpose. Because obviously they wanted to leave a lot of time for what was about to happen in the main event. And so this was fine for what it was worth. It served its purpose. It was a fine match. Another 2.25 stars. And Allie and Rosemary continues their ascension up the ranks. Maybe we may be looking at the next contenders, possibly for the Knockouts tag team titles. There's no doubt about it in my mind. So nothing more to say. Anthony Folio, it's yours.
2.5 stars. Rosemary and Allie are a great team, but I cannot help but feel like these 6 women have been involved for a little bit too long now. I think it's time that they need to move on to better things. So, solid match here. I'll give it 2.5 roughly. So, with that being said, MF, I believe it's time for the main event.
2 out of 3 falls Intercontinental rules for the X Division Championship. And here we go. It goes the full 3. The winner of the bout in over 22 minutes. And new TNA X Division champion, Cedric Alexander. He wins it 2-1. Anthony Florio, it is all yours. History was made as we crowned a new champion.
And I'm going to be honest, I think it warrants an unprecedented crowning, don't you?
I'll give it.
Because, yes, Cedric is a heel, yes. But the thing is, he won it cleanly. There was no system interference. There was a small part of me. That thought that made me think that Moose was going to get involved and he was going to either accidentally cost Leon or full-on turn on Leon. And help Cedric win the title, and he gets back in the system. But another system swerve. But I'm glad they didn't do that. Okay, that was really all that we had expected it to be, and then some. When you put 2 talented guys in the ring and let them go, this is what you get. The flash pin at the beginning and the home stretch really made this match. Fight of the night. You can make an argument. This might be the TNA match of the year to this point right now.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
4.5 stars. Absolutely incredible match. And I am gutted for Leon. I was hoping to see him make history, but it is what it is. A fantastic X Division title run for him. Cedric was due. I had a feeling that Cedric Alexander was due, and he finally gets his moment. He is now the X Division champion, and maybe a rematch down the road. Let's hope so. We wouldn't mind seeing it again. So, but of course, when you think about the X Division championship, let's not forget we got Slammiversary coming up.
Yep.
June 28th, the Agnes Arena, Boston University. MF, we're bringing back Ultimate X.
Yes, I heard. Big announcement.
You want to pursue tickets?
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
That's the way to do it.
Ultimate X. The big question is it going to be for the contendership where they grab the X, or is it going to be for the title?
I would think it probably would be for the belt because that's their second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
That's right.
Why would it not be for the title?
Why wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it? So yeah, I dude, just to see the Ultimate X structure in the arena is practically one of the main reasons why you would go out and get the tickets for this event. Honestly, truthfully.
Amen to that.
No argument here. But
absolutely.
yeah, so
And one other thing. Fabian Eichner.
Yes. He debuted.
A.K.A. Giovanni Vinci.
Mm-hmm.
He's in TNA. Business.
And he kind of was eyeing down Cedric. So is it possible that Fabian might be the first challenger? Even though I feel Leon deserves the rematch. But if they decide to go Fabian Eichner way, I don't think there's much of an argument.
Oh, no.
Why not?
Certainly not. But excellent match. We knew this was going to be a banger going in, and no big surprise that it was. A little more, and we would have been talking 5. But,
yeah.
But 4.5 stars. I think that's the correct rating. Absolutely incredible match. Great run for Leon Slater. But like I said, at the end of the day, MF, Cedric Alexander was due. He was due.
Cedric Alexander was due. This was a great moment for him. Finally gets the title. Yes, heartbreak for Leon Slater, because I think we all felt like, if Leon would have done it, Austin Aries' record for the longest reign of the X Division title would have easily fell. However, that record will stay intact. But give credit where credit's due to a hell of a champion that Leon Slater is, and that he was. And like we said, now the journey is going to be what happens next. We don't know. One thing's for sure: history made, unprecedented crowning, 4.5 stars, fight of the night, no argument there. The show overall could be forgettable. I think we all can say this wasn't the greatest TNA show. We get it. However, go out of your way to watch this match. This was without a doubt, going into it, we predicted it was going to be fight of the night. It delivered that it was a fight of the night. And more importantly, this, Anthony just said it, this may go down as the best TNA match in 2026. Right now. This is the best match in 2026 for TNA. This is the TNA fight of the year. So this was an incredible matchup. Go out of your way to watch it. Overall, I'll give it a 50-50 show, 5 out of 10, because I thought, I wasn't a big fan of the Battle Royale. And the Alley, Rosemary, Mila, and Victoria, they were fine. They were there. But the 2 matches you got to go out of your way to watch the street fight, and most definitely watch the Intercontinental 2 out of 3 falls for the X Division title.
Yes.
Those are the 2 matches that you need to see on this show that I think you would be like, I'm good. 50-50 show, 5 out of 10. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, I could go with that. The show did feel big, and the main event mixed with the better-than-expected street fight brights it up. TNA has a very odd definition of a big moment/surprise, and that was certainly on display again here. 50-50 show, and of course the big surprise of Fabian Eichner coming out. I mean, that's a big signing for TNA after he was absolutely positively underutilized and damn near buried in WWE after all the hullabaloo over his debut. And well, I don't know what else there is to say. So yeah, I could give you the 5 out of 10. I could give you that. But definitely go out of your way to see those 2 matches. No doubt about it. So with that being said, MF, we move on. We got Friday Night Smackdown from the University of South Carolina, a homecoming for Mr. Lemon Pepper Steppers.
Yeah, and we actually started with Trick Williams cutting a promo. He had Little Yachty, he had Cocky, and yes, they actually brought the freaking mascot out. Remember all those years? They tried to bring Cocky out, and South Carolina would not allow him because of Degeneration X, and there was these innuendo jokes uh about a certain ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm not gonna go there, even though I could, but I won't because I want to be nice. But they did bring Cocky out. They brought Little Yachty out. He cut in a promo, interrupted though by Kit Wilson and The Miz, and they basically are like, "Hey, we want a shot at the title. We want to go after the United States Heavyweight Championship." So it ended up being The Miz going one-on-one with Trick Williams, a non-title. Winner of the bout in 11 minutes and 15 seconds was the hometown boy, the United States Heavyweight Champion. Trick Williams wins it. Look, as far as the promo goes, it was okay. I'm not going to say there was anything to write home about. The crowd was electric for Trick Williams. They made that feel like a college basketball game. It was like we were at the University of South Carolina and they were playing like a Florida, a Tennessee, an Alabama on the college basketball court. This felt like one of those type of things, and I gotta give credit to the fans because the fans sold that moment. So really cool moment, really cool how that played out. But at the end, the match was actually pretty good too. 11-15, fair match. I could give this about 3 stars. I'm not gonna give it anything more, but Trick Williams deserves the win. Maybe this is a parlay for them to continue the storyline to give Kit and The Miz an opportunity. Obviously, you want to see guys like Carmelo Hayes. You want to see some other guys get the opportunity at the U.S. title. I know Sammy tried to push for it, and basically Nick Aldis was like, "Nah, you're done. You lost your chance. I'm not giving you a rematch. I'm not giving you another opportunity. I'm sorry, Sammy. It's the back of the line for you." Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much for doing the right thing. This is why I like Nick Aldis, man. This is why he's become one of my favorite GMs on SmackDown because he knows how to play fair, balanced, and to the point. I don't think we would have wanted to see Sami Zayn get another shot at this title. For us, Sammy's got to move on. Go after the world title. Go after some other opportunity. The U.S. title is now closed. It's time for you to elevate yourself, Sammy. So I like that Nick basically shut him down and ended it because now Trick can move on to another competitor, another challenge. I liked it. I'm not wrong with it. And the match, like I said, was a 3-star bout. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
All right. As far as the promo goes, I'll keep it short and sweet. It started out as a relatively average segment for a hometown hero, but it got worse as it went. The jokes didn't land, and the brawl that ended the segment made Wilson and Miz look even more incompetent than usual. Little Yachty's inclusion in Williams' story has not done much to help him, but it hasn't hurt him either. So at least Trick Willie is getting over from his own charisma, not because he has a celebrity by his side. As far as the match is concerned, this was a 3 to 3.25 star match. It's sort of this match wasn't bad, but it's hard to call it good. It sort of just existed. The crowd loves Trick Williams, and he deserves more than this as the United States Heavyweight Champion. And I'm glad that he got a nice moment here. Trick Williams is, of course, a graduate of the University of South Carolina. I think he played football for them at one time.
Yes, he did.
So, yeah, and you mentioned about the crowd at the Coliseum in South Carolina there. I mean, you brought up your Floridas and your Alabamas. There's one that I felt you should have mentioned, MF, especially because they're going there next week. Kentucky.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, next week, Smackdown, MF, one of our favorite venues. the legendary Rupp Arena next week.
Yeah, in Lexington. Yep.
A lot of memories. So, how many Kentucky memories do we have there? Too many to count. So, all right. So, 3 to 3.25 stars for that. So, not much more. Michael Bullock, come on in. It's Trick Williams and The Miz. One-on-one. Trick wins it. And what was that? 11:40 something? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the segment, I mean, it was all right. I mean, it was really nothing that much to write home about. I mean, it was basically just trying to get Trick Williams over. So, but yeah, and as far as the match goes, I'll give it about 3 stars as well. And I'm with you, Fletch. I mean, thank you to Nick Aldis. I mean, for finally putting the foot down and basically telling Sammy, no, you're not getting another shot. You had your opportunity. You're done. You're finished. You need to move on to something better. Because, I mean, if he gave in to Sami Zayn, I hate to say it, Florio. I mean, Fletch, it would made your GM look like a complete and utter fool.
Oh yeah, and I would have been raking Nick Aldis right through the coals, man. I would have gone on a rip job on him.
Yeah, you would have said, you know what, you're an incompetent GM. I mean, why did you have to appease to Sami Zayn's pleas? I mean,
yeah,
but he didn't do that. He basically put his foot down emphatically and said, "You're done. Move on." And that's what we're gonna do here right now. Move on.
Yeah.
3 stars.
With that said, the next thing we had was the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Paige and Brie Bella. They went up against Kiana James and Julia in a non-title match. Winners of the bout in roughly 9 minutes was the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Paige and Brie Bella wins it. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
2.5 to 3 for this. Brie Bella and Paige may be the veterans in this showdown, but Julia and Kiana James shone a bit bright. They shined a little bit brighter in this bout. They were bumping harder and selling more, but whenever they were in control, they also appeared more aggressive than their opponents. Paige got the win for her team with her Rampage DDT on Kiana James. This was a decent bout, but the possibility of Kiana James and Julia having issues was more interesting than the match itself. The women's tag team division has plenty of competition, but it needs more stories to tell. If WWE invests a little bit more time into this division, it could be great. So there's nothing more to say except we have another match added to Saturday night's main event. Nia Jax and Lash Legend, they have finally invoked their rematch clause. So Nia Jax and Lash Legend, they will challenge Paige and Brie Bella for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship at Saturday night's main event. So there's another match to look forward to next Saturday night. So 2.5 teetering on 3. Michael Bullock, Brie Bella and Paige with the win, and we continue the Trouble in Paradise with Julia and Kiana James.
Yeah, 2.5 to 3 for me on this one as well. And yeah, nice win for Paige and Brie Bella, but now their attention is going to be turned to Saturday night's main event, like you said, where they will defend the titles against Nia Jax and Lash Legend. And obviously, the other big story, like you said, the continued dysfunction with Julia and Kiana James, and because there was another miscommunication during the match. So I'm telling you this right now, guys. I mean, it's, at some point, the straw is going to break the camel's back. I mean, it's not a matter of if; it's just a matter of when. Who's gonna blow it first? It's your choice.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Michael Bullock. This is about 2.5 to 3. I thought it was a solid match. It served its purpose and everything else, so it was fine for what it was worth. Next up we had was a promo segment. This was the contract signing for the WWE Championship, and it was Cody Rhodes came out, then to be interrupted. Basically, it was interrupted by first off, it was Gunther, and he talked about, he kind of talked about a whole bunch of different things, and then Royce Keys came out, and he was about to sign the contract, and Nick Aldis comes out and is like, okay, all right, here's the thing. Gunther, you've been running your mouth. You've been doing all these things, but you never signed the contract. In my opinion, I want people who wants action. I want people who's willing to step up. Royce was going to, so I was going to give Royce the opportunity at the title. But out of respect, I'm going to do this. In the main event here tonight, it will be Gunther versus Royce Keys for the number one contendership, and the winner of that match will face off with Cody Rhodes at Clash in Italy. In Turin on May 31 for the title. This was a absolute total blindside because I don't think none of us thought that Royce Keys was gonna be in the conversation for the WWE Championship. Yet here he is, and what a golden opportunity for Royce Keys if he should some way somehow win this match and get a shot at the title against Cody Rhodes. To me, this is a banger. Like, this is gonna be one heck of a main event. Gunther versus Royce Keys? Tell me you did not have that on your bingo card, Anthony Floyo, in 2026. But here it is. The main event later on tonight. Royce Keys versus Gunther. The number one contendership. Winner faces Cody Rhodes. Clash in Italy for the WWE Championship.
It's an MF and Big E special. Two big men slap two meaty men slapping meat, baby. And I know how much you love that, MF. New era, huh? Okay. Not sure what. Okay, so that threw me off a little bit. Okay,
I think he's meaning that because of the Royce Keys and how we're getting new blood influenced into the WWE Championship matchup. I think that's why.
Okay, I get it. I certainly can understand that, and yeah, I mean he's not wrong. I mean, I've been preaching about that for many years now. You know how I am about that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, see, to interject fresh talent into the main event scene. I've been preaching about that for how many years, MF? A lot?
Too many.
So, yeah, too many is right. Okay. Solid segment to initiate a surprise match for later in the show. All three men did their job well without making this take up too much time. I will definitely give it that. That's all I can honestly really say on that. I mean, solid segment. It sets up a surprise match, and all three men did their job well, and it didn't overstay its welcome. So that's always a good thing. A solid B segment, if I'm being honest with you. So not much more. Michael Bullock, how about this? Gunther versus Royce Keys, the biggest match of Royce Keys' young career thus far.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest match for him. It has a chance to challenge Cody Rhodes for the title, but the ring general is the only thing that stands in the way. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, this was a segment that didn't overstay its welcome. I mean, yeah, now WWE is really starting to use Royce Keys a lot more now, and now this is a huge opportunity for him. Does he get it? We'll find out later on. So, nothing more to say. It's your Sledge.
All right. So next up after that, We had Carmelo Hayes going one-on-one with Ricky Saints, winner of the bout in 12 minutes and 15 seconds. Carmelo Hayes. Anthony, it's yours.
Doesn't this go to Bullock?
Oh, I'm sorry. It goes to Michael Bullock. Yes, Bullock, it's yours. Carmelo Hayes beats Ricky Saints in 12 minutes and 15 seconds.
Bullock, are you there?
Yeah, I forgot to unmute my mic. So
Oh, that's okay. Carmelo Hayes beating Ricky Saints 12-15.
yeah, 3.25, 3.5. I mean, this is a match I definitely enjoyed, and not a big win for Carmelo Hayes, but don't worry, Ricky Saints fans. I mean, he'll get some more opportunities here, but we'll see what happens down the road. I mean, but yeah, Carmelo Hayes definitely with a big win here, so it's yours, Fletch.
This could be a rivalry. Like, this has the makings of a possible rivalry. Now, I know some people are a little upset because they feel like, oh, Carmelo cheated to win the match. He used the ropes. Yeah, but Ricky did the same thing. So it's kind of what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm not mad at all about the outcome of the match. I thought they did a fine job, and I got to give a lot of credit where credit's due to both men. They really tried to make this match as good as it's enjoyable. But the thing is, I would love, and I get it. I know what the criticism is. Ricky Saints just started on the main roster, and already he took a loss to Carmelo. But the thing is, Carmelo needs momentum because Carmelo was supposed to be the guy to be running for the title, the whole 9 yards. And to me, I love what I'm seeing from both guys. I don't think you can go wrong with either. That's why I kind of feel like they kind of try to protect Ricky here because of the outcome of the match. By winning the match by cheating, it kind of protects Ricky in a sense. This was easily a 3.25 star fight. Nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, Carmelo wins in 12-15.
3.25, 3.5. This was the first time these two have ever shared a ring in their careers, but they took almost no time at all to develop good in-ring chemistry, which speaks to the skill of both competitors. You could tell both of these guys wanted to make a good impression with this performance, and they succeeded. Ricky Saints played a great antagonist, and Mello had the crowd behind him thanks to his exciting arsenal of moves. So, not much more to say on that. But there is one thing I do have to get off my chest. It's ridiculous to me that Carmelo Hayes went from having the best match every week to sitting on the bench for over a month for no reason. That bothers me because of the unlimited potential that this young man has. We saw it in NXT, and they brought him to the main roster. His first match on the main roster was against Cody Rhodes after he finished the story a couple years ago. And, well, he ended up being a bench warmer, but at least he finally got a showcase here. So good on that. And the sequence when both guys missed some shots looked half intentional, half accidental, but it was still kind of fun. So 3.25, teetering on 3.5. Not much more to say. MF, let's move on.
Next matchup we had was Tama Tonga versus Damian Priest. Damian Priest winning the match in roughly 10 minutes. Fine match. I mean, there wasn't really anything to write home about here. It was just there. The match seemed fine, but I will say this: Hikuleo, aka Tala Tonga, that might be a big fight coming down the pipeline. I'm gonna say it, man. That might actually be the next big fight down the line. I think that could be big men slapping meat type match. If we get Tala versus Damien, that could be a banger of a matchup, in my opinion. But this one was fine. I mean, this was about 2.75 of a star to close to 3. Anthony, it's yours.
Solid 3. Solid 3 for this. let's see. Pretty physical. It was a pretty physical match with some nice spots, but it felt like they slowed down more than necessary in the second half. No interference from the MFTs, even though they did get involved at the end of the match. So there wasn't much more to say, and yeah, solid 3 stars. You recall we were supposed to have, I believe we were supposed to have a tag title match tonight, but R-Truth was not medically cleared to compete, so that's why they went this singles route. So, but it was all right for what it was. Solid 3 for me. So not much more. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, solid 3 for me as well. I mean, yeah, I mean, this was a solid match here. Like you said, this was originally supposed to be a tag team match, but yeah, I mean, unfortunately, R-Truth wasn't medically cleared, so that's why they went the route of this. But man, if we get Tala Tonga and Damian Priest, oof, that's another match I'd definitely be up for. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. So let's move on, Fletch.
All right. The next thing we had, well, I'm not going to talk about it, but they started with Jay Cargill cutting a promo with B-Fab and with Meechin that led to a tag team match. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus B-Fab and Meechin. The winners of the bout in 12 minutes via disqualification was Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss because Fatal Influence once again stuck there. Because that was I believe
Actually, it was Jade Cargill.
Yeah, Cargill caused the DQ finish. But I will say this, our good buddy Jake Turner, oh boy, he came out guns blazing, boys. And yeah, that's all you need to say. I have one thing to say. Jay Cargill is awful. That promo might have been the worst of the year. I'm sorry, but he's on SmackDown, Flet. I mean, as the immortal words of Michael Bullock, tell us how you really feel, Jake. Tell us how you really feel, brother. Yeah.
I think he did. And I'm not even going to argue with him on that.
No, I don't think. I think he made some very valid points on that. That anger too, because I was kind of feeling the same way about it too. But as far as the match goes, Anthony, is it yours? Do you lead off on this?
I believe I do.
All right, my friend. Then go ahead. It's yours, brother.
12:15 was that?
Yeah, 12:15.
All right. This was about it's another 3-star match. I mean, I could easily give it I would have given it 3 1/4, 3 1/2, but I'm bumping it down to 3 because of the Jade interference. Meechin, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss are all solid in-ring workers, but B-Fab has so much less experience than all of them that it made a noticeable difference whenever she was the legal competitor. This match had a clunky pace and was not structured in a way that allowed any of them to look great, but they managed to get in a few good spots. And Charlotte and Jade, they ended up having a showdown once everyone else was taken out, but they did not get physical. And B-Fab was just a little too far away to catch Charlotte properly during her flying crossbody. Charlotte, Meechin, Alexa, solid workers. We all know this. B-Fab needs so much help. It's not even funny. She is green as grass. Does that pretty much cover it? I mean, do I find her attractive? Yes, I do. I think she's very attractive. But the thing is, I'm sorry, darling, you can't wrestle for beans. You can't. If I was there, with all due respect, I'm sorry to say this, if I had been there, I would have started a "You can't wrestle" chant whenever she was in there, because she cannot wrestle a lick.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel.
Damn, Florio, tell us how you really feel.
Hey, Jake got me going, man. So, and as far as Mr. Turner's comment goes,
Jay Cargill you're talking about who can't wrestle?
Jade. Oh yeah. No, Jade needs work too. Yes, but
Oh, it's
we're talking
BFAB.
about BFAB. BFAB
Yeah,
cannot wrestle a lick. She needs a lot of
she's
work.
green as grass.
Exactly. So, as far as Jake Turner's comment that MF just posted there, I couldn't agree more. I think he pretty much spoke on behalf of all of us. So, absolutely, Mr. Turner, we got you. So you got this one. So 100% agree with Jake on everything, and that's all I can say. So originally 3.25, teetering on 3.5, but I'm bumping it down to 3 because of the interference. And Saturday night's main event, we have another match. 6-woman tag team match. Jay Cargill, Meechin, BFAB. They're squaring off against Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. All I can say is I hope all the other competitors carry that match. Don't give. I'm sure BFAB will get some work in, yes, but please limit her in there, please. Not much more to say. Michael Bullock, solid 3 for me because of that interference.
Yeah, solid 3 for me as well. And yeah, I agree with everything Jake Turner said. I mean, that was one of the worst promo segments she's ever given. I mean, my advice to WWE: don't ever let her speak on the mic ever again. I mean, she couldn't even cut a damn promo if her freaking life depends on it. I mean, and yes, the same thing with BFAB, but only when it comes to wrestling. She couldn't even wrestle if her own life depends on it. I mean, she couldn't even wrestle herself out of a freaking paper bag. Because that's what it is. She's green as grass, and I hope the other women carry the match on Saturday night's main event. But please don't let BFAB have any involvement. I mean, limit her in-ring work. Because I swear, if she gets the pinfall,
I'm pretty sure they're gonna lose the match anyway, Anthony. Guys,
I
I'm
agree
almost
with you,
certain
but
that B-Fab will
I'm just
probably be
telling
the
you.
one to take the fall anyway.
Oh, I'm with you, Fletch. But I'm just saying, if they somehow were to do it, God
Yeah,
help me, Fletch, you're gonna have to literally hold me back,
yeah, gotcha.
because I will unleash hell in a big way.
Well, we'll
Probably not
find
to the
out soon
lengths of
enough.
Mr. JD from NY, but
Yeah.
yeah, enough to really raise some eyebrows. It's yours, Fletch.
All right. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying too. I kind of feel the same way like you guys are. Definitely. Like I said, I wasn't as critical about BFAB, but I definitely do understand where you guys are coming from. So that's why I'm not gonna play devil's advocate like I normally would. And then as far as Jade's promo, there wasn't much there at all. And even because I was in the Discord, so I know what Jake was talking about because after that promo, he immediately was hitting me up like, oh my effing God, what was that? So he was already firing missiles even before then. So yeah, so he just wanted it to hammer home to you guys what he was saying, but I heard this well in advance, so I already knew what was the setup. So yeah, there's really nothing more to add. Main event of the evening was the number one contender shot for the WWE Championship at the Clash in Italy. Gunther versus Royce Keys. Winner of the bout in 15 minutes, 50 seconds. And the number one contender for the WWE Championship, the Ring General Gunther. He gets the shot at the gold. I believe this goes to Michael Bullock. So, Bullock, you lead off on the main event of the evening.
Yeah, I thought this was a good match here. 3.5 stars, and no surprise here. Gunther was going to be the guy. I mean, to challenge Cody Rhodes. I mean, I would have loved to see Royce Keys uh, win it, but I think they obviously want to give him some more work before they put him in a title picture. So Yeah, so 3.5 stars. It's your sledge.
3.5 stars. A fine main event for what it was worth. I thought the action was really good pace. And give it up for Royce Keys. Now, I know some people were saying, oh, but the match was boring. It was slow. It was plotty. I'll give you it. Because, look, it's two big men. This is the first time they're working against each other. I did not mind it. I don't mind it being a little slower pace. As long as it told a good story. It told how Gunther definitely, like, he had to respect Royce Keys' power, and he did. You know, there was that one moment in the match where Gunther was Royce Keys tried everything to try to suplex Gunther, and it actually ended up working later on because he actually did get that move done. And then you just saw, obviously, it was Solo Sikoa coming out trying to encourage Royce Keys. And then there was a moment where the referee got taken out. So he throws the chair in, like, no, use it, use it as a weapon. Royce Keys is like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to lose. I don't want to win it that way. And it ended up costing him the match because just that indecision cost him the fight. That is good storytelling. And now that continues the Royce Keys and Solo Sikoa storyline with the MFTs. So it served its purpose. And on top of that, Cody and Gunther, we finally get the matchup, and we're going to get that match for the title at the Clash in Paris. So in the Clash in Italy, in Turin. So nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, it's all yours. Easily 3.5 stars, and I'll even call fight of the night.
It absolutely was the fight of the night. This was 3.5, teetering on 3.75 of a star. Mainly 3.5. It's going to be 3.5, mainly because of the Solo interference there. So, Gunther is rarely considered small compared to anyone, but Royce Keys had him outsized and overpowered right out of the gate. So the Reign General began to show some frustration. They had enough time to make this a hard-fought bout that helped highlight why both men are in this position. In some ways, this was a test for Keys, and he passed with flying colors. He looked like he belonged in the main event. And, yeah, the Solo interference. I mean, trying to help Royce Keys. And then when Dan Angler, the referee, was accidentally, when he took the ref bump there, Solo tried to slide a chair to Royce, but he threw it back in Solo's face. And that momentary distraction allowed Gunther to hit the powerbomb for the win. Solo, he offered his help to Keys backstage, but it also came across as a threat. And you notice Keys did not seem amused. There was a moment when Gunther had to remind Keys it was his turn to run the ropes. And watching someone almost no-sell Gunther's chops was an effective way to make Royce Keys look tougher than most men. Had Royce Keys won this match and gotten the golden opportunity against Cody in Italy, it would have been their first time since their days in AEW. Since I believe it was the Winter is Coming show, the 2nd of December, 2020. It was a tag team match. It was Cody Rhodes teaming up with Darby Allin, who is currently the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin, they teamed up against Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks, back when they were a part of Team Taz. So that would have been the first time. It would have been the first time since then if Royce had gotten this opportunity. But like Bullock said, it definitely was a little bit on the too soon side for Royce, but hopefully they don't F him up like Tony Khan did. I'll say it right now. I'm hopeful that WWE makes Royce Keys a bigger star here than he was in than he was in all of his years in AEW. That's all I'm going to say on that, and I think he will be. It's not going to be right away, but I believe maybe a couple years or so. I believe Royce Keys will be a future WWE or World Heavyweight Champion. I believe it. So, but hey, he's got the Andre Battle Royal to his credit.
Yeah, he does.
So that might be, and hopefully he'll be one of those rare winners of that Andre Battle Royal that actually goes on to bigger and better things. Most of them didn't really do that. So hopefully I'm rooting for him. I really am. So 3.5 stars is the rating. It is the fight of the night, no doubt about it. So I believe it's overall review time. Am I right on that?
Yes, indeed. And I believe it goes to, do I lead off? Who led off on the last? Oh, was it Bullock? Yeah, Bullock led off. So yeah, it is me. Look, I thought it was a fine show. I thought it was a good, it was a good event. I actually enjoyed it. At the end of the day, I thought they did a fine job. So yeah, I don't think there was really much to say. I've said it's about maybe 7 out of 10 is my feeling for it. I think it could have been better, or I could even make an argument for about 6 out of 10 too. So Anthony, it's yours.
It's in that 6 to 7 range. I definitely agree with that. I think that pretty much falls into where I have it for my letter grade. My letter grade for this show, if I'm being honest, I thought it was a C plus show. I kind of felt it was on the C plus side of things.
Okay.
Smackdown continued its unfortunate trend of mediocre shows this week, but it had some definite highlights. Ricky Starks versus Carmelo Hayes was one of the best bouts we have seen on the blue brand in weeks. Both men looked great, and the way it ended leaves things open for more encounters down the line. The main event with Gunther and Royce Keys was also a high point, which helped the show have a strong ending. The promo Sami Zayn gave that was designed to make him look like a complainer was actually a perfect encapsulation of what WWE needs to change. Hopefully, we get back to this being the stronger of the two main roster shows soon enough. Even though I'm pulling for Raw to be that show, but I want to see SmackDown be great again, like it was for so many years. So not much more. It's within that 6 to 7 range, MF. I definitely agree with you on that. So anywhere between 6 and 7, I think that's good. So not much more. Michael Bullock, your overall thoughts, and then MF and I will get into the RWA Wrestleprom tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a good show. I mean, it's not great. I mean, unfortunately, there are some out there who thought that this SmackDown sucked, including Mr. JD from NY. He'll just go watch another one, watch his rant, and his live rant, and you'll see what he means. I mean, but unfortunately, as we always like to say, you can't please everybody, and he's definitely one guy who you can't please. Well, I'll just say one thing to him. If you don't like what you see from SmackDown or WWE in general, JD, don't freaking watch the show. That's all I'll say.
I agree.
Because
Yep,
at
you're
some
right.
point, sometime, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get sick and tired of your ranting, your raving. They'll be like, oh, will you please shut the hell up? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Plain and simple. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah. Michael Bullock has a point, y'all. He does, no doubt. All right, so let's get into the Wrestleprom, shall we, Florio? We got ourselves a few matches that are on the fight card right now. So
I sent you the card earlier.
I believe I do have it. Hang on. Did you send it on the messenger chat?
Yes, I did.
Okay, just give me 1 second. I will try to pull that up. On my personal? Okay, I see it. Yep, there we go. And okay, I just need to get just give me the official one there. There we go. All right, here it is. So, obviously, because it's a Wrestleprom, it is going to be hosted by our good friend AJP, and we got a guest DJ, and he's actually a legit DJ for real. Our boy, Danger Boy Alfredo. we'll get to is doing it.
Yes, sir.
So we're I think Anthony said yes,
sir.
sir.
That's
So
it.
he's all excited. And you can get a photo op
Of
with
course, those are our boys.
yeah, and then you can get a photo op with Juiceplex, which is the Suplex Sweetheart Asana and Big Juicy. They'll do a photo op for all the fans if you're interested, and I might take them up on that offer. You know, who knows? So as part of the matches go, we got a beat the clock style challenge. Anthony Foyo alluded to this. It is gonna be Tom Billington and hold on. And Russ Russ, I guess it's Russ Stash. I think it's supposed to be like mustache, it's Russ Stash. And they're going up against the Camel Country, and that's gonna be I guess a beat the clock style challenge is what Anthony was alluding to. So we'll see how that goes or how that's going to play out. Then we're going to have in a one-on-one. Well, actually, no, that's the main event. Hold on. Then next up, we have is the RWA Onyx Championship on the line. The champion, Adriel, the Portuguese powerhouse, will be putting the title on the line against Jeremy LaCroix. That will be for the championship. That is a championship matchup. Then we have an RWA women's match on the line. As it will be Roxanne Fury. She will be going one-on-one with Nikki Valentine. That will be a one-on-one match. Then, in a one-on-one match, Anthony, the ace, Mike Montero, puts the Jeremy Bell on the line against former Jeremy Bell holder Cash Money. Basically, Mike Montero won the Jeremy Bell recently, and Cash Money, who had the Jeremy Bell and failed to cash in on the title, wants the bell back to try to get the belt again. And this time, Mike Montero does a shocking move by saying, you know what? I'm putting the title, I'm putting it on the line, I'm putting it all on the line. The Jeremy Bell is now in play. So that will be one heck of a matchup.
Definitely.
Then, in a tag team match, the Monarchy will go up against the Rugged. That'll be in tag team action.
I think that's another beat the clock match.
That's another beat the clock challenge match. That means it's probably for the winners of it, possibly may become number one contenders for the tag team titles down the line. That must be. And then in an attraction match, the Mighty Bosch and Thrash. Yes, New England Wrestling Royalty Thrash. They're going up against Cipriano Abruzzi and T Phoenix. Yes, the Imperial Grand Puma himself is back in the ring. He will be. Huh?
I actually have something about this.
Go ahead.
This was posted on the RWA Facebook page Thursday morning at 11:50 a.m. After speaking with Commissioner Alfredo, it has officially been decided that the 3 tag team matches taking place at Wrestleprom will be contested under a beat the clock challenge format. The winning team will earn an RWA Tag Team Championship match at RWA Spectacle, a benefit for Rhode Island Special Olympics next month.
That is huge. So there it is.
There you go, boy.
So 3 beat the clock challenge matches for it all.
And there's more.
Yeah.
There's more. Each match will be officially timed, and the team that wins their match in the fastest time will earn an RWA Tag Team title match at the next show, RWA Spectacle, the 4th annual RWA Spectacle, a benefit for Rhode Island Special Olympics, Saturday, June 20th from the Johnston Rec Center in Johnston.
All right. With that said, the next we got is Riley O'Neal. He's going one-on-one with the Mind Racer, Mike Grassa. That is a one-on-one matchup. And then in a very unique matchup, a tuxedo match, Jay Cash will go one-on-one with Bob Whitney.
The ring announcer.
Yes, the ring announcer himself. Bob Whitney has been having a problem with Cash Money Incorporated, with Shay Cash, preferably Shay Cash, has been the biggest problem. And
I think I have a backstory. I think I have a backstory to this, MF.
Yes, go ahead.
Do you I think this was at last year's RWA Spectacle.
Yes.
You weren't there. You had work commitments, but I was there along with Michael Bullock and our dear friends Mike Silvera and Brian Keenan. We were there for that event last year, and they had sponsors. You know how RWA has sponsors for wrestlers nowadays? I think Bob Whitney made a joke about Shay Cash, saying that he was sponsored by Hungry Hippos, and that's what. And then
triggered it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Shay Cash went after him.
Yeah. He does not
I don't know if this was...
whatever you do not yell Hungry Hippos to this guy. That's all I'm just saying.
I don't remember if it was at the Spectacle event or if it was at the Legacy event that we went to last August, MF. It was one of those two events. I know that for sure. Bob Whitney made a joke about Shay Cash being sponsored by Hungry Hippos, and oh yeah, he I think it was Spectacle. It
had to be Spectacle because I don't remember it.
Okay, then it was Spectacle, and you weren't there, so
yeah.
But that is the backstory, and it's going to culminate in a tuxedo match, something we haven't seen since the days of Howard Finkel and Harvey Whippleman. For goodness sake.
Man alive.
Remember that?
And then the main event for the RWA Championship. The champion, Patrick Saint, will get to go up against former RWA World Champion, The Right Stuff, Steven Lust. That is your main event of the evening for the Wrestleprom, going down tomorrow. Tomorrow night, live from the St. Anthony Parish Center in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Tickets are still on sale. Log on to rwaforever.com right now to get your tickets. I do believe second row seating is still available at $20, $15 for general admission, and get there early. Doors will open at 5 o'clock. There'll be a DJ. There'll be refreshments. There's the photo op, like I said, that will all go down right before the show. And throughout the night, it's going to be a great time, a great night. Anthony and myself are going to be in the house, and we will be at the show tomorrow. And yes, folks, once the show is over, we will indeed have our thoughts or our overall recap of the show right at the arena. We'll keep you posted just keep your eyes peeled to our YouTube page, because we, at some point, either on the Tone 25 or on Braves Fan 95, we will go live and we will give you the recap the only way we know how to do it, Gorilla and Jesse style. So get ready, y'all. It's going to be something else. It's going to be a happening, and it's going down tomorrow. With that said, that's it. We are done, and we will be doing Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio, on Tuesday night. The usual thing. We will recap. We will be recapping Monday Night Raw and NXT on. I don't know if on Thursday it's conference finals of the NBA and the NHL, and we may do Well, actually, I also got some big news coming out of the Big Three. We haven't officially announced any stuff for the Big Three, even though they already announced some stuff. We're gonna announce it. There's tour dates coming up. We'll set you up on all that. We may do UFL depending how we feel, and then 1 week from tonight, we do it all over again. Cerebral Smack Talk, Smackdown Live on TNA, and we'll be done with that. So for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I am Michael Fletcher. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, leave a comment, share with all your friends on all the social media platforms around the world. And until then, have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you all on Tuesday.